Welcome to Morocco.
This is Marrakech, Morocco's legendary red city and one of the most vibrant places in the world. I'm sharing the top 10 things to do in Marrakech, from wandering the souks, where to stay and eat, the best places to visit, and even the city's best nightlife. We'll also share some insider tips so you don't make any mistakes like we did. If you are coming to Morocco, then do not book into a hotel, book into a traditional Moroccan riad. So this is literally what you can expect. We stayed in a number of different riads during our time in Marrakech, and each one is slightly different with its own traditions. Some include breakfast, some have a pool or spa, and others even serve dinner in the evening. So one of our absolute favorite stays in Marrakech was Riad Botanica. It's tucked away in the Medina, and the moment you step inside, you feel like you found a secret garden. Breakfast here was one of the highlights of our trip, with fresh fruit, Moroccan breads, honey, and of course, mint tea. And if you want to hang out in the riad during the day, they also serve lunch in the courtyard next to the pool, which felt so peaceful compared to the hustle and bustle outside. What we love most about staying in riads is how personal the stays feel. You get warm hosts, gorgeous interiors, and only a handful of rooms. It's stylish, authentic. It's the perfect oasis to come back after a day of exploring Marrakech. So definitely choose a traditional riad. It is a cultural experience and often better and cheaper in price. So the next little gem is Ben Youssef Mosque, just off the busy souk. It's the oldest and most significant mosque in the city. Once you get inside, it's quite a small building to discover, but the Moroccan tile work, the Islamic architecture, and the hidden corners are something you need to see. Next up is the incredible Badi Palace, once known as the Incomparable Palace. It was built in the late 1500s by Sultan Ahmad al-Mansur, and it was designed to showcase Morocco's wealth and power with Italian marble, Sudanese gold, and some of the most lavish interiors of its time. Today, it's mostly in ruins, but walking through the vast courtyards and sunken gardens, you can still imagine the grandeur that once stood here. One of the highlights is looking up to see the storks nesting along the walls. It has become one of the palace's most famous sights. At number 4, we have the famous Jardin Majorelle, one of the most visited spots in Marrakech. So if you ever wanted to come to, like, let's say a designer garden with some of the most beautiful plants and decor and fountains, you have to come to Jardin Majorelle. I think it was the home of Yves Saint Laurent. Look at this fountain. And his ashes are actually scattered here. And I think this was basically his peaceful retreat. Very cool. It's basically this lush little oasis of exotic plants, fountains, and that striking Majorelle blue that makes every corner feel like a piece of art. Fashion icon Yves Saint Laurent fell in love with this place so much he actually bought it, no joke. You'll find bamboo groves, cacti that are taller than you, and peaceful little corners where you can just breathe and escape the chaos of the Medina. It's worth booking your tickets online ahead of time to skip some of the mega queues, and go early in the morning if you want some of those quiet photo spots before all the crowds roll in. So if there's one thing you obviously are going to do in Marrakech, it's visit the main square of Jemaa El-Fnaa. Now, a little tip for you. Come prepared to Jemaa El-Fnaa because it's quite chaotic and it's very busy, and there are lots of market sellers. Now, I will say I came here about 10 years ago and it's definitely less chaotic than it used to be. Just come prepared. Come with these expectations. But it is one of the largest souks in the world, so it's pretty incredible. Obviously, I have to get a fresh fruit smoothie because that is my jam. One of the good things about the fresh fruit smoothies here is that you don't have to haggle. There is a fixed price, so it's 20 dirhams or about €2 or maybe like £1.80. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a bargain. There's a lot of women trying to sell things, and I think it's annoying the fruit sellers because they're harassing some of the customers. Not harassing, but bothering maybe slightly. No trip to Marrakech is complete without getting lost in the souks, the maze-like markets that wind through the heart of the Medina. Here you will find absolutely everything from colourful spices to hand-woven rugs to lanterns, leatherwork, and endless little treasures. The souks are vibrant, chaotic, and full of character. It is like stepping back in time or like stepping into a movie all at once. One big tip is do not rely on the signs to get you out. Half of the fun is getting lost, and if you're worried, download an offline map and make sure you have an eSIM or just ask a shopkeeper for directions. Haggling is expected, so don't be shy, but there are some shops now that are starting to put up signs that say no haggling, fixed price only, so just be aware. If you need a break from the haggling, head to a rooftop cafe for some mint tea or a view over the market. We relied on Google reviews to find the best spots. Some of the pricier rooftops weren't always the best when it came to food. Every single turn feels like something new. Next is my absolute favorite. This is Bacha coffee inside the stunning Dar El Bacha Palace.
If you're in Morocco, you need to make sure that you come to Bacha Coffee. It is literally like stepping back in time to the 1920s. Everything is amazing. You must come.
Make sure you get a reservation for here because the queues can get pretty lengthy. If you want to eat like a king, then you need to head to Chez Lamine, which is right off the main square. The chef actually used to cook for the King of Morocco, so you know that it is legit. You will probably be sitting elbow to elbow with strangers, tearing apart lamb with your hands and dipping the bread into the sauces. It is messy, delicious, and it's honestly kind of great. At number 8 is Le Jardin Secret, or the Secret Gardens, a hidden oasis in the heart of the Medina. You can relax with a traditional hammam and spa experience and then wander over to their restaurant for some incredible Moroccan food. It is the perfect mix of wellness and culture all in one serene setting. One of the absolute highlights of our trip was a night out at Nouba. Hands down, one of the best nights we had in Marrakech. The atmosphere is insane. Live bands set the tone, belly dancers bring the energy to the floor, and even acrobats perform throughout the night. And the food and cocktails were pretty phenomenal. Make sure you do book ahead, especially on weekends, and dress up a little. It is stylish, vibrant, and truly one of the best nightlife experiences that you can have in Marrakech.
So we've just come back from Nouba in Marrakech. Hey! And literally it was the most incredible evening I've ever had. I'm sure Mike's got plenty of clips of me jumping around. But it is literally the standard of London. It is so good. I also think I didn't know what to expect. I know it was dinner and a show, but it had so many incredible different acts. It was literally incredible. You have to go if you're in Morocco. It's sick.
Lastly, and most controversially, at number 10, if you are staying in Marrakech for more than just a weekend, get outside of the city if you can.
If we're talking do's and don'ts in Morocco, I would definitely say a do is to get out of the city. Wow. To get out of the city and come to the Atlas Mountains, and specifically Aït Benhaddou. I don't know if I've pronounced that incorrectly, but it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and it is stunning. And I'm looking at it for the first time. Hold on, look at this. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. So one of the things I would say is if you have time, spend the night, because the tour buses come here. It's not that far, it's about 3 hours from Marrakech. The tour buses come between 2 and 4 p.m. or at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you're here after 4 p.m, right now it's 5 p.m, beautiful skies, nice and blue, there is pretty much no one here and it's incredible. Wow, it actually looks like a proper oasis, it's sick.
The best way to do it is hiring a car. We couldn't believe how affordable it was. We found rentals for as little as £5 a day, and the drive is actually stunning. The drive itself to the Atlas Mountains is like nothing else. The first stop on our road trip is Aït Benhaddou, a UNESCO-listed ancient city made out of clay and straw. Here you are going to be walking through history. If it looks familiar to you, that is because it's been featured in a ton of films like Gladiator and Game of Thrones. Just make sure that you stop at the top for a mint tea and check out all of the stalls inside as well. Next, we are headed to the breathtaking Ouzoud Waterfalls.
This waterfall here in Morocco is the tallest waterfall in Northern Africa, so that is saying something, and I'll be honest, it is pretty spectacular.
It is surrounded by lush greenery and dotted with little cafes where you can stop for a mint tea and some food.
And now it's time for me to just watch the waterfall.
You can hike down to the base, take a boat across the pool, and even have a swim. Both trips are unforgettable and show a completely different side of Morocco, making them so well worth the drive. And that is our ultimate guide to Marrakech. From riads to souks and palaces, gardens, nightlife, and even adventures beyond the city, Marrakech is chaotic, it's colourful, and it's completely unforgettable. If you found this guide helpful, do not forget to like this video, subscribe for some more travel tips, and let us know in the comments what you would love to do first in Marrakech. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next adventure.